Hey you guys, welcome to our video. Today we're going to be talking about something super fun with Mr. Jesse.
Hello.
And we're going to be talking about what, bud?
We're going to be talking about our relationship, basically from a budding friendship in high school to romance and so on and so forth, but not really quite marriage yet. We're not
No, yeah. We're going to be talking about how we first met in high school and then basically to the point where he asked me out. The point of this video is it's going to be the beginning of a whole new series that we're going to be doing called Much Needed Information, but we'll explain all of that nonsense at the end of the video, so please stay tuned to watch all of that because I'm super, super excited about this series.
So let's just jump into it.
So the first time that me and Jesse met, or like when we were first introduced to each other, was our senior year of high school. But the semester before, our spring semester of our junior year, is the first time I saw him, met him, noticed his existence. And it was at a choir concert, and he was in choir with one of my good friends, Claire. Hi, Claire. And I went back there to go give her something, or maybe I went to go give somebody else something. I don't remember why, but I wasn't in choir. Hi, Maui. Hi. So like I said, we met each other. The first time I saw him was at a choir concert. I was going to give something to Claire or somebody else in the choir room. I walk in and I see Jesse on the other half of the choir room talking to some people. And we might have had a conversation with Claire and some friends like Danny and
For the record, I have no recollection of this. I don't remember this. So if she met me, I didn't meet her here. I mean, I might have said hi, but
yeah,
it was definitely more her experience.
If we talked, it wasn't anything noticeable. It was he was talking to Claire and Danny, and I was there. It wasn't like he was talking to me.
Interrupting my conversation with my good friends.
Yes. So
shout out to Claire and Danny.
So we're talking, and Jesse walks to the other side of the room with his friends or whatever, and I'm like, hey, who is that? And they're like, it's Jesse. And I'm like, ooh, he's kind of cute. He's kind of funny. And they're like, oh, he has a girlfriend. And I'm like, well, I can get rid of that. Obviously.
Disclaimer, she's not a home wrecker. This was a joke.
It was a complete joke. We'll get more into it, but
at the time, I was in a relationship. I wasn't a sleaze bag, nor was she. Just getting that out there.
Yeah, so nothing happened. It was just a joke. Anyway, so we continue on, and it's the fall of our senior semester. Tell them your first impression of me.
So my first impression of Cheyenne is we met together in show choir. Mm-hmm. It was when everyone's doing their introductions and whatnot, because that's what you do in a choir when you're new. So her introduction was hi, I'm Cheyenne, something, something. I'm the choir mom, and I always have a bag full of snacks. And I thought that was kind of weird, personally. I mean, I had nothing against her, but it was it's weird you're introducing yourself as the mom. And she never had snacks. So
okay, I never had snacks all the time, but I did have money, and I'd go get pizza before shows. I took good care of my choir babies.
What I'm saying is this relationship started on lies, but not an actual relationship. This was just platonic friendship at the time.
Alright, so yeah, disclaimer, just starting right here. Me and Jesse did become best friends before we were dating, but nothing ever happened in high school. Nothing happened during the summer until after him and his girlfriend broke up. And then we began dating because neither one of us are garbage humans. And we didn't, be garbage and cheat on his girlfriend because that would be trashy, aka garbage.
Cheating on someone is trash. Don't do it, kids.
And if your boyfriend or girlfriend cheats on you, don't give them another chance. They're not worth it. So, anyway, that my first impression of him, like I said, was that was the first impression I made of him, but I don't remember re-meeting him in choir. I just remember thinking that's Jesse. So we became the first semester, I don't think we were very good friends. We were just in choir together.
Yeah, we talked, but it wasn't anything crazy. It's you talked to a kid who's in your class. We didn't hang out at after class, walk to class or anything like that. We're just hey, how's it going? You're in the same class as me. There's 3 of us, so hi.
Mm-hmm. We did start becoming friends second semester because we did have a schedule changes because our school would give you different electives or different hours because they hated you. And we did start walking from our choir classes to second hall together, or third hall. We'd split up, I think. But it'd be me, him, and his friend Landon, I think. we walk with Landon?
I think so.
I think it was Landon, and we would walk to our classes. Shout out to like everyone that went to school with us that wasn't crap. But also, if you hear loud pounding, it's the children next door. If you hear air, the AC's on because it's hot. But so we would just go to class, like walk to class together, and we slowly became like better friends. We were dance partners in choir. Also, not romantic, not a relationship. He had a girlfriend.
I'm big, she's tall. They just kind of
like he was the tallest, biggest dude, and I was the tallest, biggest girl. Like it was just, it made sense for choreographing and stuff. And we just kind of became friends the more that we were like hanging out with each other, and the more we had similar teachers that we hated. And then, do you remember the first time we hung out outside of school together? Or technically it was in school, but it was outside of school.
Was that when we went to go get corn dogs?
Yes, it was.
Okay, cool. Thank God. I was about to get
it was
dragged by my own wife.
It was 50-cent corn dog day at Sonic.
Not
sponsored. Wish. And I'm just kidding. But it was 50-cent corn dog day, and we went and got like a ridiculous amount of corn dogs, like 30 or something.
No, it was
like 20?
It was more like 50 at the most. Like we had a lot of corn dogs.
I mean, it was okay. It was enough that when we told them through the speaker, they like were like, "Excuse me," like they didn't take a second take. But we took them and we both ate like 3 or 4.
But we were handing them out like candy.
Yeah, we gave them to like teachers. We gave them to other kids. But that was the first time we hung out outside of school, because we went back to school. It was during his lunch hour, and I just ditched my class
and I
because
was like, corn dogs, what the heck not? I don't have a car or money, so.
And then the next time that we hung out outside of school was for prom shopping. So it was senior dish
Platonic
day.
prom shopping.
Yeah, so we were shopping I needed a crinoline for my prom dress because it was really long and pretty, but I wanted it to be poofy, long and pretty. But so we went to go look for a crinoline, and then we found one, but we didn't have enough money, so we went and saw Boss Baby. And how'd that go?
She cried about 3 times. It's a very emotional time. A good movie though.
I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies, and every time they sing like the Beatles song, that's when I cry. Then we went and got food, and that's kind of the beginning of our like good friendship. That's how that was the beginning of us becoming like best friends. And it started with simple trips, like going to get pizza, going to get corn dogs at school, and then we started like hanging out more, but that wasn't until we graduated, I would say. When we graduated, I went to go live at my brother's house for a few months because I don't even remember why, but thanks, Jeremy. Shout out to Jeremy and Hannah. And it was like right around the corner from his house.
Disclaimer, at this point, my girlfriend had broken up with me. So I'm single, ready to mingle. But also, shout out to Cheyenne here because she'd broken up with me one day.
Over text.
Over text, I mean, it was kind of long.
It was semi-distance.
Long distance for 2 teenagers without cars.
Yeah.
20 minutes might as well be 10,000 years. So I was like, obviously, at least mildly distraught from this, and I texted her at like 1 in the morning that night, and then she came over to just be there, be a shoulder to cry on. Apparently, I wasn't that choked up about it because I got over in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I got there, and I came with like tissues and snacks.
Like she was so ready.
Like I was ready to have a girls' night in. Like I get there and I'm like, "Hey, dude, talk to me. What's up?" And he's like, "She broke up with me. Do you want to go get some dinner?" Like yeah, we went. Yeah, we went and got food after that. Like we. Anyway, yeah. So they are broken up, and me and Jesse have become pretty good friends at this point. We're hanging out really often, and. Basically, Jesse is an atheist, or was an atheist, and I was a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as a Mormon, and we could talk more about that if you want. But so like we had some conflicting standards, I guess, and
She had conflicting standards. I was okay with her, but I'm the delinquent atheist who's of Satan.
No, I never thought that. I was just worried that because I have bad habits, and I just didn't want them to get like too out of control, and that isn't his fault, but I don't know. I don't know. I was like scared of I was getting like lazy with religion because I was staying at my brother's house, and since I wasn't with my parents, like no one could enforce me to go to church. Like it was just a lot, and I was just trying to figure out what I was doing, and so I came to the thought in my mind, okay, maybe not being friends with Jessie is going to help.
Joke's on her.
But so how'd that all go down? Like you could explain that.
So at some point she stopped talking to me. I'm talking like don't get me wrong, I love her, but this was just cold-hearted. Like, I got ghosted, my dudes.
Like, for 2 days.
Yeah, it was rough. Like, suddenly, like, you lose your best friend. It's like, okay, well, now what? It was real bad. I don't know I don't know how I convinced her to talk to me again, but we did.
I texted him and I was like, I'm gonna pick you up tonight and we're gonna go talk.
Yeah. So like 3, 5 a.m. something like that.
Because I was in a musical and he has no sleep schedule, so it was like really off.
The wee hours of the morning, we went down to a popular park area around where we live, and we were talking about stuff, about life, about us, and one thing led another. Man, first of all, like, we sorted out kind of the whole friendship thing by talking about it. So like, that was wrong. I didn't just go to like, hey, smooch me from like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Like, there was definitely some more build up to that.
I definitely told him, like, I went there and I was like, I don't think we should be friends. And I talked to him about that. And we were sitting in my car for quite a while talking about that, and then it got hot, and then we got out of the car. And we were walking around and talking, and in the park near us, there's like hills, and the sprinklers came on, and it reminded me of that scene from High School Musical 2 where Troy Bolton is singing Bet on It, and so I started like snapping.
Is that why you did that?
Yeah. I started like snapping and like doing like the arm thing and singing Bet on It.
Now.
And singing Bet on It, and then I was like, Jesse, I want to go run through the sprinklers.
You didn't say that. You literally just took off your shoes and bolted.
Okay, maybe I did.
You Troy bolted away.
Anyway. So I start running through the sprinklers, and I like turn around, and Jesse's like throwing his shoes off and like taking all the crap out of his pocket real fast.
I have like my wallet on me,
No,
like my phone, and like my shoes had holes in them so water can get in them. The whole thing.
But
anyway.
so he takes his shoes off, and he's coming, and he comes and like joins me, and we're like running through sprinklers, and at one point.
Yeah, so you haven't lived until you've seen a 300-pound dude running through sprinklers at 5 in the morning.
It wasn't
wearing flannel and jeans.
It was like 3 in the morning, maybe. Well, I'm like remembering this so we're running through the sprinklers, and at one point Jesse picks me up and kind of like turns with me, and as he's bringing me down, I have like this thought, this not fear, but like I have this like, I think he's gonna kiss me. So I put my head in his shoulder, and we kind of just like sit there for a moment, and that is like the first like cute moment we had. And guys, like, this is movie theater-ish. Like,
I wouldn't have kissed her unless she wanted it, though.
Consent is the number one kink. But so he wasn't gonna kiss me unless we'll get to that. He's not gonna kiss me without asking. But so we're soaking wet. So we pick up our stuff and we go sit in this like concrete area to dry off. You want to pick up? That
didn't work very well. So I remember like us sitting there talking.
But so basically we're sitting there and we were sitting like shoulder to shoulder. So like these were our backs, but then my feet were these way.
Like we were facing like parallel. Like
yeah. Yes. This is how we sat. But so we were sitting there talking, and basically at that moment Jesse was like, will you be my girlfriend? And I was like, I don't know.
I was like, that's fair, I respect.
And I was like, can I think about it? I drove Jesse back to his house, and when we were sitting in the car we were just talking for like parts of it. Like on the ride there we were talking about, you know, kind of what just happened, because it is a weird jump to be like, I don't want to be your friend anymore, to hey, will you date me? And it wasn't that I didn't want to be his friend because I didn't like him, or not because I wasn't attracted to him. It was because I'm very like anxious. I'm very, very extremely anxious of always making like the wrong decisions and the wrong choices. And so that was like a big part of it, is that I thought, I don't know, we'll get into that. But we're sitting in the car, and it's kind of gotten to a point where it's pretty quiet, and Jesse and I just aren't talking to each other. So I look over at him and I'm like, hey, what are you thinking about?
So she asked me what I was thinking, and I'm like, you know what? Let's go for it. The worst you can get is a no. So I said, I kind of want to kiss you. And she said,
well, then just do it.
And then we kissed, and it was real cute.
And it was real cute. Okay, guys, like.
And also just like to drive home, that like, it seems like an interesting jump to go from "don't talk to me" to kissing. Like there was like a little bit mutual back and forth, because like she was conflicted, but like I think like she at least started liking me at that point.
Yeah, no, I was.
So like it was a mutual thing. It wasn't just like me being like unbelievably pushing.
Oh my god! Wait, we missed something really important. The reason I stopped talking to Jesse. So, wow. Wait. Okay, we missed this. When me and Jesse were, during the summertime, I was staying at my brother's house, and they were gone for a while. and I had him and my best friend Julie over to watch movies.
Oh shoot!
I don't know how we forgot about, but this is actually the first time something kind of happened. Like this was the first thing. This was the first time the idea popped in our heads, because I don't want you guys to think like, oh, he broke up with his girlfriend and was like, oh well, I'll take Cheyenne as leftovers or whatever. Like no, like this was like genuine. Like it was very organic and like it wasn't forced. Basically, we were over there watching Racing Stripes. If you know that movie, freaking shout out to you. And they have like, my brother used to have one of those really long L couches, and Julie was in the corner laying this way and Jesse was laying this way, and I came in from using the restroom or something, and I just walk in and I'm like, oh, who should I sit with? And what do you remember any of this?
I mean, vaguely. I remember you like sat down, like ended up like leaning on me like a few minutes later.
Yeah, so I went to go sit by Jesse, and we ended up like cuddling, and at one point we were holding each other's hands. Okay guys, I need to give some like disclaimers. Jesse was my first boyfriend, and now he's my first husband.
First husband?
So, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so he was my first boyfriend, and he's my husband, and that was a goal I kind of made for myself, and that's something we can talk about in a different video. But I had gone on lots of dates when I was in high school, and there was a lot of guys that were really, really nice to me and really sweet and spent lots of money and time on me, but I just never felt real, not necessarily safe, but I didn't feel 100% me or 100% comfortable or 100% safe with them. And I always felt 100% funny and cool and comfortable and safe and charming when I was with Jesse. So this all happened very naturally. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go sit with Jesse, and then I was like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna like lean up next to Jesse because he's comfy, and then oh, there's Jesse's hand, let me grab that. Like this was like a big deal. Well, then that happened, and
then also for disclaimer, she started that.
Yeah, that was
she
all
leaned
me.
up on me. She grabbed my hand, so we kind of like, she started this and I drove that home.
Yeah, I started the flirting, and then he was like, well, if you're gonna flirt, hey there.
And again, this was all post-girlfriend.
Yes, girlfriend is gone, out of the window at the moment.
Goodbye.
But so, but at that moment, or at that time, I took Jesse home, and I go back to Julie because she's spending the night over, and I'm like, holy crap, what just happened? And I was scared to date Jesse, and that's why I stopped talking to him. I was scared to date him because he wasn't Mormon, and there was another guy in high school. What's up, Eric? Love you. You're super cool. He was honestly so good. We went on like a bunch of dates. He spent so much money and time on me, and we pretty much were on the borderline of dating, but I couldn't convince myself to date him because he wasn't Mormon. And so I had that same fear. It's like, I don't want to lose my best friend because we're like interested in each other. So I was like, I'm just gonna lose my best friend if I stop talking to him. Like it doesn't make sense, but neither does anxiety, so holler at your girl. But so that's
the relationship can't be ruined if you do it yourself.
But basically that's just sort of what happened, because me and Jesse went from friends who just had choir together to really good friends to best friends to just best friends who didn't want to be without each other, I guess. Like, I never want to see a day that he's not here next to me. Like, best friend, super cute friend I can kiss and love. So I don't want him not to be there. And that's kind of like the story of like how we fell in love and how we started dating.
Also, I just feel like we didn't even add like, did you say yes or not? So it was
yeah.
Should we save that for the next time? Or should we
you can do that real quick.
Alright, so it was like a few days later, and she kissed me again. Like I guess we were kissing. And she's like, I guess it'd be kind of rude to say no at this point, huh?
Yeah, because I had never kissed somebody. Okay, Jesse was my first kiss, and then we were hanging out or whatever, and we were kissing, and I was like, I guess this means I'm your girlfriend, because if I didn't, that'd be rude. And that was our romantic way of me saying yes.
Yeah.
Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions or comments or anything about our relationship or anything that we didn't quite touch on, let us know, and I'll definitely answer those in the next episode. But I really want to get to this new series about what we're doing here. So what we're going to be doing is a series called Much Needed Information. And basically, you all know the term TMI. It's kind of like the unlocked version of TMI, because sometimes TMI is just an excuse to not talk about things that you do need to know. It is information you need to know. And so that's what this whole series is going to be about. Me and Jesse will talk about a certain period of our life. Example, today we talked about the beginning of our relationship. And the next couple episodes, I will be talking about things that happen in our relationship that are kind of faux pas things that people don't always want to talk about. And that's kind of be the whole purpose of this series, is as we go through, we'll be talking about things about dating, we'll be talking about things about engagement and things about marriage that people don't always want to talk about. And I will be doing these videos by myself.
Yeah, she's better about talking about more uncomfortable stuff than I am, but she'll be like running it by me, so she's not like making videos about stuff that like I wouldn't want her to talk about. Like, I'm gonna know what's going on, I'm just not gonna be in the videos.
Yeah, but he'll be in all the story time videos, so he'll be there to help explain like our love story, I guess, so that way it's not just really one-sided. But all of the TMI videos I'll do by myself. But if there is anything that you want to see in a TMI video from our video before, just put it down in the comments and I'll definitely hit it up. But that's what we're going to be starting soon, and I'm really excited, and I hope you guys are excited. So tell all of your friends that are dating or married or engaged or anybody, because I'm really excited about this series. It's the whole purpose we made this channel, is to talk about things that people don't always want to talk about and help other newlyweds and young adults. So just thank you for sticking around. If you haven't yet, subscribe, please like, and all
Leave
those
a comment,
things.
Ring the bell if you guys like the content. Make sure you're notified whenever we post a new video.
And we'll see you guys next week. I post every Monday and Friday. And we'll see you next week. Bye!